Have you ever been severely disappointed?
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna.
The Monuments Men was directed by George Clooney, stars George Clooney, Matt Damon, Cate Blanchett, Bill Murray, John Goodman, a bunch of really good, really old actors. And it essentially tells the story of a World War II squadron of like artists, architects, all those type of people. And their task is to, during World War II, go to war zones and help save the art. Now, I was very, very excited for this movie. If you watch my most anticipated movies of the year, it was on there. I'm pretty sure it was actually pretty high up, too. And I had pretty high hopes going into this. It was really, really boring. Nothing happened at all. Like, pretty much the entirety of this movie was just a flat line with, like, slight bumps, I guess, that may be some sort of action, but it just didn't really cut it. The performances were solid, given what the actors had to work with. The script was one of the major issues, because, like I said, the plot, nothing really happened, but also I didn't really care. I mean, the characters were lowly underdeveloped. Like, I just didn't really know anything about any of them. They were played pretty well, like, I guess they were fine. The side plot with Matt Damon and Cate Blanchett was just kind of there. And pretty much every 10 minutes we just get some intense lecture about how important art is. It's like, we're not saving art, we're saving people's lives. And it's just repetitive and boring. There wasn't much I really enjoyed about this movie. Like, the soundtrack was good, but for some reason it reminded me, not the soundtrack, like the score, I guess, it reminded me of, like, a lot of other movies. Like, there's several parts I remember, like, this sounds like Forrest Gump, or this sounds like Saving Private Ryan. And speaking of Saving Private Ryan, it tried really hard to be like that, in, like I said, the kind of sense like, is it worth risking all these people's lives for this art, like it was risking all these men's lives for one life in Saving Private Ryan? But in Saving Private Ryan, they left it vague. In this, there's like, hell yeah, and then they move on. The biggest problem was definitely the script. I understand that Clooney co-wrote it with someone, I'm not exactly sure who, but it just wasn't good. It was trying very, very hard to be clever, and it was kind of just like it was obvious that it was trying, and it just wasn't. I don't really have much to say about this movie. Like I said, the performances were pretty good. It had its moments. There were a few funny moments. It looked pretty nice. There was some good, like, cinematography. The sets looked nice. It did look pretty realistic. But it just got weighed down by this really, really terrible script. And that's all I'm going to keep saying, because that was really the problem with it. And so I'm going to give Monuments Men a C. Yeah, very, very disappointed. This is the first, like, huge disappointment of the year for me. And the Falcons are coming along very nicely. I only have a few things left to film, and I think we'll be off to a good start. So, see you next time.